Hello, hello. Let me just tag a few of you real quick. Tag Garrett, tag Garrett. Tag Garrett. You're it. All right, let's see how many I can do real quick here. All right. Hello. I see you guys. Yay, I see Heather and Nathan and Gabriella and Nicole and Kelly and Brenda. Welcome. Happy Friday night. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. Hi, Pamela. It's nice to see you. Thanks for popping in. So tonight we're going to be doing more art journaling. Yay! You guys excited? I've been looking forward to this all week. Art journaling. Hi, Janice. Hi, Heather. This is our third free Friday night art journaling, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. I've been loving the feedback that I've been getting from you, and you guys have been sending me photos of your journals and your process, and it's lifting my spirits and making my heart full, and it's so good to see you guys. I see Shar and Stephanie and Jackie. Yay, my girls are here. Awesome. Thank you. It's all 80s up in here. I got my crimper out. I was feeling it. So thank you very much. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I see Paul. Hello. It's good to see you. Hey, Paul's been doing a lot of streaming of music on his page. Jackie, yay! We are here Friday night. I got my my chill hop music on. Not as good as Paul's music, but you know. Thank you for the love. It's good to see you guys. Have you been working in your journals? I see Brenda. Hello. And Barbie. Hello. It's good to see you. Thank you for the love. Oh, I've got a new piece behind me tonight. I'm mixing it up a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see it. I love this one. It's a little bright at the top. It says, "That's how strong my love is." It was a really fun one to paint. I painted this one live, of course. Yeah, thank you, Jackie. I painted this one, where was I? I was at Simon's, downtown Gainesville. It was a really fun one. We had pink lights on it, and it looked really different when I was painting it. When I paint with gels, it's really fun. At the nightclubs, they don't want you to have really bright lights, you know, because they have performances going on and stuff. So we use colored gels over the paintings, and for this guy, I chose pinks and reds, and so the paint looks very different. And then when you take it out in the daylight, it's much brighter and more vibrant than it is normally. So the colors, I just am in love with them. Ah, Barbie, I need to start working on my journal. Yeah. I know the feeling. Nicole's got 3 journals going on. Ooh, it's a tough decision. I go back and forth too. I have a lot, and I have a few extras to share with you guys. Sorry, I'm reading I can't speak and read at the same time. It's so weird. So I have a couple journals I brought with too that you haven't seen that I'd like to share with you guys. Yeah, Simon's is so fun. I so miss going out and painting, you know, at the festivals and the clubs. It's just a totally different, you know, energy, but at least that we can be together and you know, still create together. So thank God for that. You know? I really love the amount of people that are, you know, getting live and sharing their art and their music and their creativity. It's really beautiful, and I don't think we'll ever really go back to how things were after this experience, you know. I think there's some really good stuff changing too. I see Rebecca and Karen and Christine. So before I start, I had this idea that I wanted to bring you into the present moment just a little bit. Hi, Jim. You're not late, Christine. You're never late. You're right on time. You're right on time. So I want to bring you guys in just a little bit. We're going to go a little bit deeper with our work today. So I brought my singing bowl tonight. Check out this beauty. I don't know what the symbol is. It kind of looks like a raspberry to me, but I love it. I have several singing bowls. This is my favorite one, and the markings on it are super beautiful. And so I'm going to play this for you for just a little while, and hopefully it translates through the camera. Oh, you guys aren't late. Aw, thank you, Paul. Thank you guys for sharing. I really appreciate it. Go fix some food. Oops. Ding, punctuated. I see Janine. Yay. Okay, so I'm going to just invite you guys to come in for a minute. And I'm going to come into present time. It's good to make a little space when you're creating. I got a tiny little bit of white sage. I'm just going to put it inside the bowl. I'm just going to invite you to take a couple deep breaths, to center yourself wherever you are, to feel your body for a moment, to follow your breath. Thank you for letting me share that with you. Feels so good. The power of sound. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You need one of those, Nicole. Yeah, they're amazing. I really like the brass ones too. They have, a lot of fancy ones now made with quartz, and those are beautiful also, but the good old brass ones, they feel really nice. They're very grounding at the same time. Aw, thank you, Becca. Thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. I'm gonna light some more stuff on fire here. I've got a bigger stick of white sage. This is very clearing. Just help to further bring us into the moment. Setting sacred space for your creativity is very, very important. Even when I live paint, even when I go to festivals or clubs, I always set the space. I always think about the space. I always bring herbs to burn. Sometimes I will even pray to the earth where I am. If I'm in a different location than I usually am, I'll ask for blessings. I'll pick up a stone that's nearby. It's all really important, and it helps bring you into closer connection with the muse and your creative flow. I use a lot of herbs also to help bring me in to my creativity and to my connection with the muse. My connection is always very deliberate, and I'm going to talk more about that tomorrow night with my Patreon Chalice group. We're going to be talking more about inviting the muse in and setting sacred space. So I'm really excited about that. This is a little Palo Santo, which is a holy wood, and that brings in good energies. Really good when you're connecting with your creative energies, and the muse again brings good spirits. Now I'm not going to be able to put my white sage out. I have a very naughty bundle. It likes to go crazy. All right. So now we've set the space, we've centered ourselves, we're feeling good. You can also use oils and different sprays just to kind of bring you into the moment. If you guys have a journal, I invite you to grab that now, and if you have some art supplies, whatever you got. In the previous 2 videos, I talked a lot about different things you can use at home. You can even make a journal out of paper bags. Check out my other videos for that if you don't have a journal and you would like to make one. I love you too. Aren't you live right now? I saw that you were going to be live tonight too, Maha. Hi, Regina. So good to see you. Aww. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Okay, so you can use what you got. I even use coffee grounds and vanilla herbs and things I found in my pantry. And like I said, check out my other videos if you want to learn more about how to use things around you in your journaling. Tonight I'm going to go into my soul journaling prompts, my old prompts that I did about 12-13 years ago. They're all on souljournaling.com, so maybe somebody would do me a solid and put that link in the description there at souljournaling.com, and you'll find all of these prompts and detailed step-by-steps in there. I'm going to veer a little bit off of the original prompts, but the same feeling's going to be there. So tonight in our journals, I'm going to be making my armor, and we're going to be talking about what we need to protect our creative sparks and to draw our muses out. So we're going to be doing that journaling prompt tonight. I'm also going to show you a couple of really cool background techniques, probably about 3 different background techniques that you guys can use as just simple, easy backgrounds in your art journaling, and we'll probably tide you over for the week, and I'll see you again next Friday. And next Friday we're going to have a really fun art journaling scavenger hunt, so I'm excited about that. Oh, you were tagged. Oh, yay. Aw, I'm going to have to go back and watch your video. I love you, Maha. Oh, nice. Jackie's going to be crafting with herbs, nutmeg, cinnamon, sage. Awesome. Perfect. Your journal's going to smell amazing. You're going to want to eat it afterwards. Thank you, Heather. I appreciate that. I don't think there's a D in it, though. It's just soul journal. It looks like soul journaling. Hi, Wendy. It's good to see you. So, this is the journal that I've been working in. Hi, Lars. Thank you for the love. Yay. So this is what I did last week. We claimed our journal and we did a little bit of collage work. Again, you can see that in my profile. Those videos should still be there archived for you too on my profile page if you want to look back. I know, it's a blast from, well, you know what, Lynn? I'm going to be probably doing it a little bit differently, but this is the little guy, and it really is a blast from the past. So this is my little knight, and he's going to stand guard in my journal. He's going to be my protector, and he is going to keep not only my critic at bay, but my feelings about the critics of the outside world too. And so that's the prompt that we're going to do tonight. I actually have my original soul journal here. Hold on one sec, let me get a little sip of tea. Ah, was your favorite page? That's awesome. It was definitely one of mine too. And if you go to souljournaling.com, the original free, copyright-free clip art is still there too. So if you want to print out this little guy, you just go to souljournaling.com and you find, I think, day 3. It's the one that has a little picture of the guy next to it. And there's several different designs of little knights that you can print out. And it's free copyright, free clip art. And yeah, they're really, really fun. I really liked this page too. I see you, Athena. I'm so glad you made it too. Yay. All right, let me show you my original journal real quick so you get a feeling for what we're doing. So this was my original soul journaling from 12, 13 years ago, back when I did, art journaling, a lot of it, and was really into it. And I'm still into it now, but not really in the same way. Now I just do it for myself, and I don't do it every day. I probably do it once a week. You're trying to join Chalice, but can't until Tuesday. Well, I'll tell you something, Athena. Patreon charges on the 1st of the month. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but if you wanted to join tonight, or even tomorrow before the Chalice group meets, we're going to meet at 9 tomorrow night to dive deeper into our journals. If you want to join now, it doesn't charge you until May 1st. So if that's an issue or something like that, I hope that helps. And I will go ahead and add you right away when I see that you've signed up. Yep, all the Chalice videos are archived. Yep, and there's files and mini classes and all kinds of good stuff. And it's not all just art. There's art and there's lifestyle and there's magic stuff, and it's a mix. It's kind of like all of me. I'm giving you all of me. So this was my original soul journal. This was my claiming page, where the first prompt was to write your name, like old school, like you would if you were, in high school or something. This book belongs to this journal belongs to. Of course, my claiming looks a little different now. 12 years later, now it's more about deliberate intention setting. And I think that's cool to see, you know, where I've grown, but still sort of going with the same idea. And then this was my knight. This was my guy. And he says, I shall not fear, creative spirit. Here is my armor and here is my lance to protect me from all who would try to kill my spirit, my soul. Protect me on this journey. So this was me calling forth protection. You know, a lot of artists are really uncertain. I know over the years I've talked to many people who are afraid to share their work, who are afraid to even make their work. And for me, when I was really starting out, my journal was a very safe place to practice techniques and to get out feelings and to explore in a really potent way. And it really made me the artist I am today. It really, really did, because it allowed me the freedom to, you know, make mistakes and to not be perfect. You know, when you put things up on a big board or canvas, like your inner critic starts to kick in and starts to tell you it's not good enough, or maybe you have family that like will come and tell you, oh, I don't know about that, or you should change this, or you know, all that outside feedback you don't really want, you know, all the time. Not until you grow some thick skin anyway. So tonight's page is really all about what do you need to protect your creative spark and to protect your journey as you explore your art journal, as you take these initial steps into exploration and play. An art journal should never be perfect. It should never be like a finished masterpiece. It should be a place for you to explore, a place for you to play, a place for you to vent feelings. And so this guy is your permission slip to do just that. And I'm going to invite you to write a little bit about what you need to help you on your journey. Let's see if I can get closer there. Can you see the words written in his armor? There's faith and strength, family support, validation, fortitude. These were what at the time I thought I needed. Kindred spirits. Purpose. Purpose is a biggie. Purpose was always a biggie. So we're gonna start with our armor, and I've got this little guy printed out, and I'm gonna cut him out, and then I'm gonna glue him down. My journal is pretty juicy from last time. Let's see, let me just wipe it off real quick. I have some. These were some of our experiments from last week. This brown, dark brown is dirt, moist earth, and vanilla and coffee, and some watercolor that I put salt in. And there's a little texture to it. I'm going to skip that page and just go to the next blank one. Let's see, I'm gonna limbo you guys down here. Yeah, thick skin. Yeah. And honestly, for me anyway, and maybe you guys will feel the same way, your internal critic is the worst one. Like your family and people can say things, but like usually the person that's holding you back the most is you. And, you know, like I said, if it wasn't for my art journals, I probably would never be doing what I'm doing now, because it was a place for me to gain a lot of confidence in what I was doing, you know, and to sort of talk to my inner critic. And you can do that too. You can dialogue with your feelings and your thoughts as you're creating. Okay, Barbie, so go to I think it's day 3. You should see little icons. It says like day 1 and 2, and then day 3, 4, and 5, and it has a little picture like this. It'll show this guy, and you want to click on whatever that first day is. And if you scroll down, you'll see it's like Karen's Whimsy.com armor, and there's a couple like Victorian armor pieces too. Got it. Yay! I'm glad you got it. Okay, good. What kind of journal am I using, Lynn? This journal is, oh shoot, I took the tag off of it. This is a mixed media Strathmore journal. This is series 500 mixed media paper. I like this one because you can actually cut you can cut through the cover. I have another one that I worked on even more. Let's see, like this. It's cool because you can cut through the cover. And so I just chose this one for whatever reason to work on, but you don't have to have this kind. You know, I worked in so many different kinds. This is a totally different one. This is like a hardbound with like really thick watercolor paper. In general, like if you're gonna go purchase one, it's good to look for one that has thicker paper or one that will, you know, take watercolor. But you don't have to. There's lots of ways to work around that if you have just a regular journal or even just regular paper. If you collage over it, or if you use a little bit of gesso or white paint, you can make the paper stronger. So it's all about water, really. Like water is your enemy when it comes to journaling, and it's just about how you tackle the water issue. So I have some tips and tricks about that. One is like, you know, the easiest thing to do is maybe have some gesso, but I realize not everyone has gesso. Gesso is just a white primer. It's like the stuff that you see on canvases when you see a stretch canvas. Also just buying something that takes watercolor, you know, it makes it a lot easier, but not necessary. It's not necessary. Oh yeah, thank you. And you know, I have more little tips and stuff about that as we go along, but basically if your paper is really thin, you're gonna want to, like if you use copy paper for instance, which I do, you're gonna want to put something on this before you like watercolor on it. So you could use a gesso, you could dry brush gesso in here, you could do a little collage, put some papers on it and then dry brush. So you just have to think about that if you're gonna use a lot of water. Okay, I digress. Alright, so I've got my little guy and I'm gonna cut him out, and I have like, this is from the scrapbook world. These are Cutter Bee scissors. I really like them, so I'm just gonna tell you guys about them. It says EK Success. I don't know if that's the brand name, but I'm pretty sure they're called Cutter Bee, and they're really sharp and nice. They're really great for detailed work. But you don't have to have fancy scissors. It's just, that's what I'm gonna use real quick. And you don't have to be perfect cutting them out either. I'm certainly not going to be. In fact, I'm gonna do the limbo with you guys just for a minute so you can see what I'm working on here. Whoops. That camera. Ah, you've got a pair, Heather. Yay! Yeah, they're really nice. The Cutter Bees. When I was a little girl, my mom used to use one called Sharon, I'm going to say it wrong, Sharon Schnida or something like that. And I remember she would do really detailed work with it. Sharon Schnida, I think that was what it was called. But I've never seen them for sale anywhere. But I have a couple pairs of these Cutter Bees, and I really like them. And this guy is pretty detailed. I don't know. I get lazy though. I don't know if I want to cut the whole thing out really perfectly tonight. Let's see. Let me get them mostly cut out. Let's turn that music up a little bit. Do you have an aunt that used to do that? Such a funny name. I've remembered it all these years. Alrighty. Mr. Man, he's almost done. All right. I'm gonna leave some of that white in there because I'm not a perfectionist, so he's good enough. I'm gonna turn a couple of these pages. It took you forever to say it right. I love my little armor guy. All right. I think I'm gonna put him there. So, well, maybe I want to put him here. I kind of want him in near the beginning of my book. Like last time he was on the first page. Maybe I'll stick him here. I want him really front and center. So here I've set my intention or claimed my journal. And here I'm going to call in what I need to go on this journey. Oh, Athena, Joan of Arc, and Elizabeth I, kick ass. I love that. Yeah, you could absolutely use any kind of cool archetype. I love that. Barbie, he's just printed on regular office paper. I think I ordered it from like Amazon for like bulk office paper. It's inkjet. Yeah, just office paper is fine. And back in the day, you had to be really careful with the inkjets, but now, like, they don't seem to move that much on me. The inks, they've made them way better now. So I've got a matte Mod Podge, but any kind of glue, doesn't matter. You can do a glue stick, you could use Elmer's, some kind of sticky stuff, any kind. And I'm going to use a little flat brush here with my Mod Podge. And you could be fancy. I'll show you a little technique here. Since this guy is like a little bit detailed, I'm going to take a paper towel and I'm going to put him like that. And so I can be kind of quick gluing him and not have to worry about the edges. And so that's like a little trick, as long as he doesn't slide around too much. Alrighty. And you can flip him around. And there he is. I kind of like that because that was my soil page, and my I got some special soil from my garden. I have a little Buddha statue in my garden, and whenever I collect soil, I like to take it right from under him or where he is. So it's extra magical and special. All right. He's down. I'm not going to go on top of him. You could, though. You could take your glue on top of him, especially if you had like a matte medium. I'm not going to do that right now. I like the matte Barbie, and I'll tell you why. I like the matte because my pages won't stick together as much. So I'm only using Mod Podge really because that's what I have. Like if I had my perfect wish, I would actually be using Liquitex matte medium. I have some golden soft gel gloss, but with the gloss, I've noticed that the pages will stick together more. Also, I like to use like the cheapy paints, like these guys, these little like crafty paints. When I'm working in art journaling, when I work my big pieces, like the one behind me, I use like a high quality artist paint, like a Liquitex or even like a Dick Blick. But for art journaling, I like the cheapy ones and I like the matte because there's two like really major things that you want to avoid when you're art journaling, and you want to like be really careful about. Water is one of them. So like water, you have to like, it can go a little crazy if it gets in the spine of your book, and it can like seep in. So you got to be careful with water, and you also got to be careful about sticking. So if you use like a really high quality acrylic paint, you know, acrylic paint is just plastic, and the pages will stick together if it gets humid or if it gets any weight on it at all. So I like the craft paints because they have a lot of filler in them, and so they're really chalky. And same with the matte, it's a little bit chalkier and it doesn't stick together as much. So, am I seeing Athena saying that I wish I had talent? Girl, you're crazy. I'm not even gonna say anything about that. But you're very welcome. I'm having a really good time, and thank you for popping in. Yeah, thin layers is also very, very helpful. Yeah. So the two like nemesises of art journaling is like water and pages sticking together, because I've done that. It's super fucking heartbreaking when you work on a page and then, you know, like you put it away and you've got your little, you know, your beautiful art, and then you go back to it and the pages are fucking stick together and you have to tear apart your art. It's heartbreaking. So I want to try to like help you guys navigate that and avoid that as much as possible. So I would say, you know, cheapy paints, and definitely the matte Mod Podge or the matte gel medium. Gel medium is just acrylic paint without color, without pigment. All right, so we got our little guy here. We got our protector. He's gonna protect our work. He's gonna keep our critic at bay. We're gonna call in what we need tonight with him. He's very detailed. I don't know, you guys might not have something that has as much detail on it. But what I did with my original piece, let me show me again, is I went in, and you can see that there's writing here, but I need to make some white space for all of that writing. So I'm gonna do a little gesso. I'm gonna do a little bit of gesso on his armor, so that I can go back and write on it. And if you don't have gesso, white paint works great. Or if you wanna keep the armor as is, or the image as is, you could always write around them. Yes, craft paints, yes. All right, so I just have a little bit of Liquitex gesso. I'm gonna shake it up a little bit. You guys want a limbo again? Let's do it. Down we go. Dun dun dun. Limbo love. All right, I just have a ceramic dish here I'm gonna be using as my palette. But you can use pretty much anything. Gesso is a little unforgiving, I will warn you, if you're gonna use gesso and you're not familiar with it. It's much harder to clean off than other paints because it's a primer. That makes sense, right? So this pretty much is dedicated to being my palette now. When I'm doing my live painting, I use this guy. This is a palette that I purchased at an art store, and as you can see, it's pretty juicy. Some of the paint is dried on there. This is actually a peel-off palette, which is really cool. I think you can get these at Jerry's Artorama, but once the paint is totally dry on there, you can actually get it going. You can peel it off really easily, which I love, because then you're not putting paint down your drain, which can clog it up. So you see how that paint is peeling off? Look at that. And you can use that for other art. Can you see that? How cool is that? So you can like basically peel off your whole palette. And like I said, I think this was Jerry's Artorama. They have them. If you look for peel off palettes, you'll find them. They're just a plastic palette. You can barely see that it's plastic because I got so much paint on it. But When I'm painting a lot too, what I'll do is I'll cover it in saran wrap. This piece has seen better days, but I'll cover it in saran wrap and I'll spray down my paints with this spray bottle, and that keeps them wet for a couple days. So that's another really cool palette. But you can use anything, any kind of little dish. Alrighty, so I'm gonna get a little brush. Hi Tasha! That's exactly what you're using? The palette? Are you talking about the palette, Nicole? Sorry, I'm looking at Barbie's comment. Sergeant Art Gesso. Let me bring it up for a minute. I'm not sure what Sergeant Art is. I like Liquitex, so you can't really see it anymore. This is Liquitex Gesso. I got this on Amazon. You can also get it on like Derry's Artorama if you're, you know, art stores. Dick Blick, which is one of my favorites, and probably any local. Well, everything's closed now, but most of the art stores are still shipping. So Sergeant Art is probably fine too. I just haven't used that brand. Oh, you're using that one. That's fun. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna just paint a little on his armor. Just give me a little bit of white here. And as you're painting too, you can think about maybe what you need and what this is going to represent for you. The whole idea of this journal is that you have sacred space, space to write your feelings, space to play with new techniques. So what does that creative spark need? What do you need? I'm just gonna, I think I'm gonna bring his leg down here. How's it going? Ah, my wand! Yes, I have one of my wands here. I have a funny story about my about the wands, actually. Hi, Tasha. Yes, we are doing the armor prompts, and you can find it on souljournaling.com. If you go to souljournaling.com and you click on prompts, this is the one we're working on right now, and there is free clip art and copyright free links to clip art on there too if you want to print out your own little dude. There's a couple different designs on there. Hi Karen, hi Sarah, it's good to see you guys. Okay, so the wand you were seeing down here, you were seeing this guy. This is a wand that I made. This guy is actually one of my personal pieces. He's this time. The last wand I shared with you guys, it got scooped up by one of my patrons like right after the live. This he's gonna hang out with me for a little bit, but I really love him. He's, you know, double terminated quartz, and he's got these really cool black kyanite wings, and it's a fluorite skull. And for me, this is really all about the ancestors and, feeling like I'm not alone in this work. And his handle is a bone that my family found in the forest. We have like some hiking trails not that far from us. So they find a lot of bones. This is deer bone. And we use them in our art a lot. But I was making wands recently. It's a funny story because everything's closed now and it's a really weird time. And I was feeling a little ungrounded. And sometimes when I feel ungrounded, I like to go in my art, kind of like the journals. I like to go in a little bit and work on something like I also make medicine bags and wands. And so I wanted to go inward, but I didn't have any crystal points. My wholesaler, the awesome dude I usually get my crystals from, they're closed right now. And so, it's stressful. It's a little stressful time right now because I'm thinking, well, I want to keep my business open, but I need stock to do that. And so I was praying to Spirit and I've been really trying to keep the attitude of like, all needs met through all of this. And I randomly started cleaning, the other day, and I found a whole stash of large quartz crystals, probably about like 15 that I didn't even know that I had. It was incredible. It was the most magical, auspicious moment, and I started crying, and I felt so taken care of. And it was like I stared at them in disbelief as to what I was holding, and I didn't even remember having them. And then I had remembered that I had bought them like a couple years ago to do grids with. I was going to do these big grids, and I'd wrapped them up in bubble wrap and kept them really safe, and I had put them in the back of my armoire and just totally forgot about them. And so the other night we started making wands again. So I'm gonna have some new wands to share with you soon, and they're really nice wands. Like, I am very, very excited. They're probably the nicest ones yet. It was such a gift. It was such a gift. It still like floors me how the universe works, You gotta have faith. You gotta feel that you're supported. And when you lose hope, like call in your guides, call in your help, whatever help looks like for you. And it came through. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I love the wands. I really do. They're so fun. So anyway, there's going to be some new wands coming, and that was a really fun, auspicious thing. Oh, wow. You just had a quake. Whoa. The bones, the trees. Yes. It's funny, my kiddo, I have a 7-year-old kiddo who we're homeschooling for the first time. Well, not for the first time, but at this age for the first time, let's say. And it's been challenging. It's been interesting. But this morning, his teachers actually asked him to go out on a nature walk and find some things to make a mandala. And he came back with a fox skull and a bunch of bones. We took pictures and posted it, but I'm thinking the whole time, teachers are gonna know that we're really unusual now. It's really cute though. I'll post some pictures of it. We're a little unusual. All the kids had these really cute little mandalas with flower petals, and Guardian's got a skull with flowers in the eyes. It was very Day of the Dead. Very Day of the Dead. All right, so let's see. Limbo down again. We've got our little guy, and this gesso feels dry to me. So I'm gonna grab, let's see, what kind of pen do I want to use? We can use anything. We could use a charcoal, We could use a colored pencil. We could use a pen. I might just use a black colored pencil. And I'm gonna think for a moment about, you know, I'm gonna look back at my old one too. I'm gonna see what I wrote there, because I feel like some of my things have changed. Purpose is one that's still very much with me. I think knowing your why is super important and can really move your life forward in ways that are magical and beautiful. So I think I'm going to write purpose up here where his helmet is. I need purpose. I need to have a purpose. And we sort of, in many ways already wrote what our purpose is for these art journals last time we got together. You know, our intentions. What is our purpose? Well, I wrote, my intention is to bring forth healing, beauty, and creativity into this space and further into my life. So my purpose is that working in this journal will be a safe place for me, a safe place for anything that comes up, a safe place for me to explore, a safe place for me to shine even, to remember why I'm here. And, you know, his belt says kindred spirits, and I really love that. I think I'm going to write that again too. I think I'm just going to write kindred, because I understand what that means. Kindred. So for me, this just means some sort of support, whether it's physical, non-physical, to have kindred spirits, to have people in your life that, you know, help lift you up, or to have a connection with non-physical that's so great that, you know, you feel held. Super important. And I'm going to write solitude on his leg here, because that's also still really important for me. I am definitely not I'm definitely an introvert. It might seem like I'm not, but I need time to myself to recharge. And I think like 2 hours a day at least is really important for me to feel sane. And, you know, with kids and stuff, sometimes that's hard, especially now. But solitude and having that space to connect is super important. So, you know, just to work on this and to be in touch with this, I need some solitude. I need solitude for my creativity. I need solitude in my headspace, which means freedom from the incessant critic telling me, you know, what I'm doing isn't looking good or isn't working out, or I need solitude in my own space. I'm gonna give him some legs here while I'm working. Okay. You know, I really like the word sovereignty that's coming up for me. I see that I wrote self-worth, which is important too, but maybe a little different than sovereignty. Let's see if I can squeeze that in here. It just means like I need need to have the knowledge that I'm worth it, that I'm worth the solitude, that I'm worth the space, that I'm worth the time to work on my creative projects, you know? And I'm going to call this energy in as I write it here, sovereignty. Maybe I'll just write sovereign if there's room for that. And as I'm working on this, like I said, I'm calling these energies in. If I don't feel like I have them, I'm asking for them. I'm asking to be held in these. All right, so I'm going to take another moment to just connect here. What else do I need? What else do I need? I have purpose, I have kindred spirits, I have solitude and sovereignty. What else do I need? What does my spark need? What does my inner child need to play and be creative without my critic? I'm thinking hope. Hope. Hope is coming to me. Hope. All right, I'm gonna just let this flow for a minute. And I'm going to connect with this guy in whichever way feels good. I invite you guys to spend a minute with your armor or your archetype or your journal in whichever way feels good. Bringing in the energies of what you need for this work. We're asking for it, we're calling it in, we're claiming it. Creating it. I'm gonna grab some colored pencil here. She needs some purple. Hi Daniel, hi Joyce. I'm gonna bring you guys back up for a moment. Hello, there you are. Hello. I just wanted to show you guys one more time my original. Oops. I talked a little bit about metal tape in one of the other videos, and I wanted to show you. I don't know if you can see it, like right here, maybe you can see it. I got some metal tape that I used for my armor, and I think it looks really cool on him if you guys have some. This is actually metal tape from air duct repair. You might have some in your garage, but I cut little pieces of that out and I put it on my armor. I also used a gold leaf pen, or not a gold leaf, a silver leaf pen in a lot of places, which gives it that kind of shimmery look there. So if you have one of those pens, that could be really fun too, to make your armor really pop out. Just gonna get some of this white going. Probably what I like to do is just go over this whole thing again with another paint to make it part of the page, or even a little collage work. It might be fun to do like a little bit of collage work around here. I'm gonna write at the top soul armor. Make some marks. And I'm just gonna write in words my intention again of this. Protect me on this journey. Protect me on this journey. It is done, it is done. All right, so that's just a really quick one. And like I said, I could probably work on this more, and I probably will, but that gives you an idea. You could go in, you could collage, you could write more doodles, really make this your own. You could paint more. He looks pretty cool. You could even, you know, write some stuff on the opposite page if that's how yours is set up. I love this guy. He's definitely one of my favorite prompts too. And for those of you just joining, I am doing soul journaling prompts from souljournaling.com, which is something I did quite a few years ago, back when I was even blonde. It's a very, very old website, but there are free journaling prompts up there for you guys to use. And this is the second one. This is creating the soul armor for your journal, which is a protector of your creative spark, your creative spirit, calling him forth to hold you on this journey, to protect you, to help you navigate your critic. Let's see. I wanted to just look at the old soul journaling prompt real quick. I wrote it here in my notes. So the old prompt says, what do you need to protect and nourish your creative spirit? What sustains you? What's needed to shield you from outside and inside criticism and the critic? What do you turn to when you're under siege? What does your creative spirit need more of? And how do we keep all of the critical voices from crippling our crusade? So we're navigating that today a little bit. And while this is drying, I'd like to go a little bit more into that and also share a few background techniques with you guys, art journaling background techniques that I think are super easy and fun. And if you've never done art journaling before, you could easily incorporate into your own books, whatever they might be. Thank you, Jackie. I'll always find you. Mary Lynn, hello. So one of the other prompts from soul journaling I think day 1 was an I feel prompt. I'm gonna kind of steal that and change it a little bit because that's what I do. I see Gabriella. Hello, darling. So I'm gonna go to the next blank page, and if your guy is still wet at all, you can use a handy dandy piece of wax paper. Wax paper is your BFF when you're doing art journaling. Sometimes even if you think it's dry, it's good to like just shove a piece in there to make sure your pages don't stick, because as I was saying, like sticking pages is like one of the worst things. And you really want to avoid that at all costs, because it's heartbreaking when your art gets ripped. So you could just take a preventative measure and put some wax paper in there and go to the next blank page in your journal. Hi, Carlos. It's good to see you. Yay. And I see Jonathan again. Yay. Happy Friday, you guys. We're doing some more art journaling. Well, hello. All right, so I'm gonna grab, I think I'm gonna grab a charcoal pencil because I love charcoal. It comes from fire, and I feel really connected to the element of fire. Fire makes way for itself. Fire burns what no longer serves. And so charcoal is just a very magical, beautiful thing to work with. So I'm going to use some charcoal, and I'm on the next blank page, and we're going to do just a few minutes of automatic writing. So I invite you, if you've got even just some paper, even if you don't have a journal, you could come and do some automatic writing with me. It's super grounding and will make you feel better. So I'm going to take you down. We're going to limbo again. All right. So to start, we're gonna write "Today I Need," because we're talking all about our armor and what we need to protect our creative spark. And so we're gonna start by saying "Today I need," and the goal is to fill up the whole page, or both pages of your journal, one large sheet of paper if you have it. So grab a pencil, grab a piece of paper even if you got it. This is a really fun exercise that is very grounding, like I said, and even if you feel stressed out, this will help you. So I'm gonna start with "Today I Need." And I'm gonna practice not being a critic to myself. And so I am going to just write the first thing that comes to me, and I'm not going to stop. It's called automatic writing because it's getting you in touch with deeper parts of yourself. So you're going to start with "Today I Need," and you're just going to keep writing. Even if it sounds stupid, even if it's like, I can't believe I'm writing this, I don't understand this doesn't make any sense to me, whatever it is you're thinking and feeling, let it come out. And if you get stuck, start again with today I need. All right, that felt so good. I see Kelly. Yay. All right. Wow. Automatic writing. So I wrote a whole bunch of stuff, and I hope you guys did too. Maybe you got a little sneak peek into some of the personas, or I like to think of our internal network as like a family. So you have an internal family. You ever feel like conflicted in your head where you have like one voice that maybe sounds like fatherly, and then one voice that sounds like motherly? And so I don't know, I feel like I have this family living with me all the time, and they're sometimes conflicted and sometimes they're working together. But this is a really great way to allow them to kind of come up and to speak for you, or to speak what they're needing or what their truth is in any moment. And sometimes when you're feeling really chaotic, there are these voices inside you that need to come out. So automatic writing is a really powerful exercise in allowing those parts of yourself to come forward and to say what needs to be said. Maybe you just want to like fill a whole page with curse words, like sometimes you just got to get that stuff out. Sometimes you need to vent. Sometimes you don't want to vent to a person, and sometimes you don't have a person to vent to. So automatic writing can be a really beautiful way to get that stuff out, to clear that energy. And of course, when you're done, you might not want anybody to read it. And so there's always a lot of fear when people write anything down that somebody's going to pick up your book and read it. I'm going to go over a couple quick techniques for covering up your writing, so that you can feel ultimately safe in these books, because that's what they're all about. So if you do some automatic writing and you don't feel very safe about what came out, there's multiple beautiful ways to cover and sort of bury those feelings. They're still there, you might still remember them, but they're covered, so they're private. Not everyone is privy to your internal world, but it's very healthy to get it out. Also, I want to mention, these are really, really fun. If you want to do a lot of automatic writing and you maybe don't want everyone to read what you wrote, these guys are secret agent pens. And you can get them on Amazon, and they're pretty fun. So they have a special, they're not that expensive either. I think it was like $10 for like a 6-pack of secret agent pens. They even say secret agent on them. They're super fun. And they have an ink that's invisible. Hold on, let me write something. So this is another way to hide your thoughts. You can see nothing. And then the pens have a little light on them. Let me get here. And you can see. Secret agent writing. It says, I love you. So the pens are really, really cool. They have a secret agent ink, and then each pen has a little light on it that shows your writing. It's just a super fun way. So if you want to do secret agent writing in your journal and you don't want everyone to be Snoopy Snooperton, these pens are awesome. Like I said, they're on Amazon. I think they come in a pack of 6. I only have 5 because I think Guardian, my son, already took one out of the pack. I think he took the green one out. But these can be a really beautiful way to add some writing to your journal. You can also do like secret symbols and things on your pages. They work fairly well over paint and stuff like that, so you can have some top secret stuff going on in your journals that nobody else knows about. They're just for you. So I'm glad you like that idea. Yay. All right, and if you don't have the top secret agent pens, I'm going to show you guys a couple techniques to cover your writing now. Pizza. I want some with extra veggies. Okay, here we go. We're gonna limbo again. All right, so we just did some automatic writing, and now we're gonna cover it. There's a couple ways I like to cover it. The first way I'm going to show you, I call just painterly paper. Basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna squirt some paint on the paper. Actually, before I begin, I'm gonna take some of the wax paper and I'm gonna tuck it underneath the page that I'm working on. So what this does is prevent the paint from like seeping off of the edges here onto the book, because otherwise it'll start getting on the book here and pages will start sticking together. So remember, that's one of the things we want to try to navigate before it becomes a problem. And I'm going to take another piece on the other side, and there we go. If you're using like super wet watercolor in your journal, you can do like extra protection, and you can do a little paper towel on top of the wax paper, and that helps soak up any watercolor that might drip off here. And I'm just gonna squirt some paint on my writing. I'm gonna choose some colors I like. These are the craft paints that I was showing you guys earlier. This is sort of a medium level security because some of the writing will show through, but I'm going to show you a couple different levels of covering your writing. So this is a pink. Let's see, I might need to shake this guy, it's new. Okay. All right, and I'm just going to paint right over. And that crease, I want to be a little careful with that crease because if it gets too goopy in there, it'll start bleeding, but that's okay. I don't really mind that much, but just a heads up there. Alright, I got a little crazy with that, so I'm going to put a little paper towel down just on top of it. Excuse me. This is actually going to pick up the marks of the paper towel. Kind of makes a neat design. Can you see that? Yeah. Cool. I like that. It kind of leaves these little chevrons. And so you can see my writing is sort of covered. It's not entirely covered. That's because these paints are a little bit more transparent. If you wanted to go even further, you could do a little bit of gesso on top. Let's see. Oh, I have some already in my palette. And maybe there's even words that you want to keep. Like here, I wrote the word spirit and magic. So maybe I don't want to cover all of it. Maybe I just want to choose a few words. And now it's already becoming a really interesting journal page. Cover up some of the other stuff. And you know, you can just play. There's no right or wrong. Let's see if I can get another color going for me. Let's see. I'm gonna try shaking up this pink. Hi Kaushik, I see you. Good to see you. Thanks for finding me. This pink is a little crazy. We'll work it out. And I like to dry my brush off in between colors and just dab it on a paper towel so that I'm trying to keep as much water out of my journal as possible. Because remember, water is your enemy a little bit. It's just, you want to kind of control it a little bit with the journal. And so just mixing, and this can be a really beautiful exercise and meditation too, just mixing colors. And if you guys are familiar with my art at all, you know that I like lots and lots and lots of layers. And I started with layering when I was doing art journaling back in the day. And it's just my favorite thing. I feel like the pieces go on this little journey. You know, you could even start with a lot of sort of negativity that you're getting out, or fear, and it can turn into something really beautiful. I like the evolution of art in that way. I like that I can take my feelings or different energies and compost them in the art and change them. This is a very alchemical process. You're physically transmuting things into what you prefer. At this point, dun, 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 hello, I am here. What am I working on? I am doing art journaling, Kaushik. I am doing something called soul journaling, and you'll have to go back and find my other videos to get the complete picture, but I started art journaling many years ago. And even before I was doing these big pieces, art journaling was a way for me to practice techniques and layering, and I learned a ton about art through art journaling. And also it really helped me through some fucking rough times. So we're all kind of collectively going through a fucking rough time now, and I really wanted to share art journaling with you guys in the hopes that it would, you know, help you some, or bring some light or some fun to your life, or, you know, allow you to even, you know, do some composting of some of the fears and things that we all have right now. Thank you for the love. I see you, Jefferson. Yay, I see you. Are you making art with me? I hope so. Going back and reading your comments, making sure I didn't miss anything. I love looking at your comments. I'm seeing Jackie's comments. My first experience with automatic writing was amazing. Hard to explain the words without thinking. Yes, yes. It's so fun. What's the meaning behind this art? Well, we just did some automatic writing. You'll have to go back and watch the video, and this will be archived for later too if you want to start it from the beginning. But we are talking about what our creative spark needs to protect us on this journey of this art journaling journey that we're going on. And so as part of that, we did some automatic writing, and now I'm showing you a few background techniques to cover up your writing so that it's really a safe place for you to explore feelings in your journal, which is really important. Your journal is for beauty, but it's also a place to explore feelings. So I really want to share that with you guys. So that's what I call just painterly paper. It can just be painting on paper, you know, and mixing colors. I'm going to bring you down again, and I'm going to show you a couple other background techniques real quick. I'm going to limbo down. And so this is very wet and juicy, so I'm going to put some wax paper here between this page, and I'm just going to flip it flip it. And you couldn't see that got a little on my paper towel. Not too bad. I am definitely not a perfectionist, and I think maybe to art journal you can't be totally. There's a little letting go process that happens. So I'm gonna put my wax paper between this page now, or under this page now, so that it's protecting the rest of my pages from soupiness. And the next technique I want to share with you, I'm going to call credit card coverage. So I talked in video number 1 a little bit about, bring you back up real quick, about having like a room key card or a credit card, or this is just a business card. If it was thicker, it'd actually work better. So if it was like a room key card or an old gift card, it would probably work even better. But I don't happen to have one around. It's weird, but I don't seem to have one anywhere. So I'm just gonna use an old business card, and that works too. You could even use a piece of cardboard. This is gonna be my paint scraper. It's very official, very fancy. We work with fancy artist tools. But it has cool effects. So I am going to, let's see, I'm going to choose some different colors for this one. Let's see. Let's do some black. I'm just going to squirt some black on here. And let's make it funky. Let's do a little red. And you don't need a lot. I think I used too much on the last page. Let's just go a little bit lighter this way. Mr. Green is all gone. Oh, no, he's not. All right. So I'm going to take my card. And it's pretty floppy, but I think it's going to work just fine. And I'm going to use it to scrape the paint across the page. Oh, that's super cool. I just found out something. See, this is one of the reasons why I love art journaling. Like, this is how you learn how your different materials interact with each other. What do you guys see? Can you see it? And you see I love you? So a few minutes ago, I wrote with a top secret pen, secret agent pen, which has invisible ink and a little light so that you can read what you wrote, but I wrote I love you. And I'm learning now that if you put paint over it, you can make it visible. So that's a really cool little thing I just learned just now, and I didn't know that. So art journaling really helps you gain a lot of artistic skill, because you, especially if you're doing mixed media, because you'll see how things interact with each other and you can use them in your bigger pieces. So it's a very organic way of learning. So I'm going to scrape some more paint here. And if, as you can see, like where I let the paint kind of soak in, it sort of kept those marks, which I love. Just seeps in a little bit. Well, now the I love you is getting a little more covered. That was a cool find. I'm gonna definitely, those pens are relatively new to me, so I'm gonna definitely do some more experiments with them and see what other cool tricks I can employ. So this is another really fun, easy background technique. If you had done automatic writing on this page, it's an easy way to just cover that up, and I would say the coverage is pretty good, similar to the painterly paper, depending on what colors you choose. This is just black, so it's going to be a little, obviously, more coverage than the lighter colors. And it just makes a really cool background. I just really like it. I mean, it's just that quick. And because we're scraping off most of the paint, it's going to dry really quick too. So I would do, like if I was going to do a lot of art journaling, or I want to do a lot of art journaling, I might use this technique and just do a whole bunch of pages. Like, for instance, this guy that I showed you last week, he was made with just, regular, let's see. He was made with copy paper, mostly copy paper, and maybe some like drawing paper. But a lot of these techniques started the backgrounds as the credit card coverage scraping technique. So it's really simple, really easy. If you have just like some extra copy paper laying around, you could quickly get some color down on the paper. And then, like I showed you in the previous videos too, a really easy, quick binding. So you could get some copy paper colored, let them dry. And then I bound these really quickly and easily with one piece of string. So all you gotta do is poke a hole there, pull a string up through the middle, and you have a journal. So super easy and fun. And it makes really cool backgrounds. Yeah, you can see the scraped lines. And some of these I went in over the scraped paper and did like some stenciling and stuff. But the basic technique is that. It's really easy. Really easy and really fun. Oops. I love the back of that. Love will set you free. All right. So that is the second technique. I've got one more to show you. On the limbo. Ah, you're arting. Yes, that's what I want you to be doing. All right. Ooh. My camera. There we go. Arting. All right. I got a little goopy. It's okay. I'm gonna just take a paper towel. I actually kind of like the edges a little like funky like that. I think that looks kind of cool on the next page. This would have been a good one to put that paper towel underneath. All right. So I'm gonna leave that there. And you can use these several times, these little wax paper dealies. So might fold it again the other direction so it's not wet. Just see how that goes. I actually don't think I'm going to even need it for this technique. This is more of a dry technique. So the last thing I want to show you, if you had done like some automatic writing, or if you had said some really big words that maybe you didn't want everyone to see, you could do a magazine collage over that. So what I did is I just went through my magazines and I cut out some words and some images and some different things that resonated with me. And that's a really fun exercise too, just looking through magazines and like looking for images that are beautiful. And you can collage over those. So this is a really big, beautiful one, and that kind of takes the whole page. But let's see what else we got here. I really like travel magazines too because they always seem to have really beautiful imagery. They're a great resource for images. Usually have things like live your adventure and like really empowering words. Magic isn't imaginary. I like that. So I'm gonna tear that out. That's how I feel lately. I hear you. I hear you. So you know what? That's a really good place to to let it out. Let it out. We need a place, a safe place. All right. Where did my scissors go? I got my cutter bee here, and I'm gonna cut this out. And if you like cutting, which can be very meditative, then you'll probably love doing some collage work like this. It can really get you into the moment and and can be a lot of fun. All right, so I'm going to start here. I have a good basis. I've got my matte Mod Podge. Oh, I love the colors in India. Hi, Paul. I see you. Have you made your dinner? We're writing big words in our journal. And I'm sharing how to cover them up in case you don't really want people seeing all of your feelings. Or in case you just want to transmute them, you know, like the alchemist. We're gonna take those energies and we're gonna give them love, and we're gonna create something beautiful with them. And they're still there, they're just transmuted. I'm gonna come up for a minute. I'm looking at your questions. Hello, good to see you. I see Dan is asking a question here. Let's see, learning stuff with you here. Oh, the tattoo. Yeah, I have gotten all my work done at, it's called, the official name is Love Hate, but it's the Miami Ink tattoo place down in Miami. So you'd find it under Love Hate. And I can't remember of the guys who did them offhand. I'd have to look at the website. It's bad. It's been a while. But yeah, I really like them. And I talked a little bit about this one in my last video, actually. I get a lot of people asking questions about it. But they make their own inks. So the colors are really vibrant and really beautiful. And my husband has a piece by them too, and he really loves his. So when we want our tattoos done, we go down there. But if I ever hook up in your area, I would love to get one done by you. It'd be fun. Dan was in my advanced placement art class back in high school, and now he's a tattoo artist. I love that. All right, I'm gonna go down again in limbo, you guys. All right, there we are. Okay. So I've glued this down, and I think I'm going to just go ahead and glue this right on top. We're doing a collage here after all. All right, and let's see. Fun. I'm going to do the other page also. I like this one. Creativity takes courage. It's a great quote by Matisse. This thing is pretty neat. I don't know where that came from. I kind of like the DNA too. That's pretty cool. And you don't have to collage the whole page. This one's pretty much totally collaged, but I might just collage a little bit of it and then go back and add some gesso or some paint. Aww, I see your comment, Dan. DNA strand there, that's pretty rad. And again, with the matte medium, you can go over the pieces if you want, like if some of the edges are sticking up. Some people will coat. I've seen some people like really like hardcore coat their whole page with it. I don't usually, unless I need to for some reason. because again, like I'm always very aware of the sticking issue with my pages, and I just, like I've seen people just do like a gloss over their whole page, and I just, that to me is scary, because I just don't want my work to get ripped, and if you let your book stick together with all that gloss medium, it definitely might. All right, so I'm gonna put this here. Creativity takes courage. Fuck yeah, it does. Even working in your journal takes courage. It takes courage because you have to make time for yourself. You know, like you have to make space for it. Everybody's got busy lives, and if you have kids, it's even harder to find space. I like to schedule it. I like to put it on my schedule and be like, this is when I'm going to be in my studio. Everybody sees this is the time I'm going to be in my studio. You're not going to bother me for an hour or whatever. And, you know, I say to Guardian, like, if you need something, because he's the kind of kid that will come in like every 5 minutes. Like, I'll leave a piece of paper outside. Like, if you need something or you need to tell me something, if it's not an emergency, the house is not on fire, just write it down or make a drawing, and I will look at it after I'm done. Or I'll set a timer even, because he's 7, so he doesn't know how long an hour is. But I'm going into the studio, I'm going to set a timer, you know, set you up with your little snack and all your little things. And when the timer goes off, then you can come get me. So setting space for yourself, for your creativity is vital. It's vital. I wouldn't be doing art if I hadn't like really, you know, scheduled it and made it a must. All right, speaking of which, I have one more little collage element. Standing in your power. That's funny. Let's see. I'm actually going to use just a little bit of white paint. You can also, acrylic paints are glue. You can use them as glue too. So I just put some gesso down there and stuck that on there because I had already closed my Mod Podge. But Mod Podge or matte medium, or any mediums for that matter that are clear like that, they're just acrylic paint without color. So you can absolutely use acrylic paint just as your glue. You just have to be aware that, you know, it's not clear. It'll get on things, but that's kind of cool too. Sometimes I like that it gets on stuff and makes it a little bit more organic. Now I'm just going around my pictures a little bit with a little bit of that gesso, or white paint would work fine too. Sometimes I like just blending the edges with paint a little bit so it looks more like it belongs to the page. You know, a little less scrapbooky, a little more artsy. You can paint right on top of the pictures even. You can change things if you want to change colors, write things. Maybe I'll put some here too. I'll just paint right on top of that. And what's nice about the gesso, if you do have it, it gives a little bit of a tooth to your page too. So if you want to go back and you want to write something over your magazine images, you know, magazine is pretty slick and it's not easy to write over, but the gesso will really give it a nice tooth, a nice texture, so it's much easier to go back and write over it when it's dry. And maybe I will. Maybe I'll write a little journaling there. Just separate this a little bit. So the more layers you do, the cooler the page will get. So you just gotta keep working it, keep working it. Put a little pink in there. right, I'm liking that. Oops. All right, let's see. Hello. How are you? Are you still there? Hi, Beth. I see you. All right, well, we're coming up at around 11 o'clock. And let's see, I'll show you this page. Let's see if I can hold it up there. Dun, dun, dun. It's getting there. It's a very basic, good start. So from here, I'll let this dry, and then when that gesso is dry, I'll probably do some more journaling, maybe even some more paint work. I might even bring in another color on top of all of it to tie it together. Definitely some handwork. I really like pages that have something that shows that I was physically there. So even if the page is totally collage, I'd like to have a little bit of my handwriting or even fingerprints or something in there too, to sort of give a little bit of my essence to the page. So this was the third technique I wanted to share with you guys, something that you could do as a background on any of your pages, or also something to cover up any automatic writing that you would like to. Here's the really simple, oh, it got a little pink on it too. That's cool. I love that. Ooh, I might just put a little bit more. I like the pink. That looks cool. See, I could keep going. I like the pink on it, that's neat. So that's just a few little pink dots. How cool is that? Yeah, so this is just a background. This is just a starting place. This is a jumping off point. Because it's so dark, honestly, I probably would go back and either lighten up a few little areas with gesso so I could write there, or use a white pen, like a white gel pen, or even a white, what do they call it? Like a whiteout pen. Those are really fun for journaling with, especially on dark backgrounds. So that's just a starting point, a jumping off point. Let's see, this guy's sticking just a little bit. And then this was the other page that I showed you guys, with a little bit of the automatic writing, where I just highlighted a few of the words that I wanted to have come through there. And what I'm going to do as we go forward is I'm going to continue to work on those pages with you. Those will be backgrounds for other prompts, much like this guy. Use this sort of coffee and dirt background that I did in a previous video. So I hope you guys enjoyed doing your soul armor this evening, and I'm going to work on mine even more this week. I will be back next Friday. I'm going to invite you guys to bring your journal, and also if you would use one of these prompts or another one to make some kind of cool, interesting background that's dry for next week. So we're gonna want a dry background and your journal, and some magazines and some scissors. We're gonna go on a journaling scavenger hunt through our magazines. It's gonna be really fun. So I'll be back next Friday, same time, 9 o'clock. And if you would like to work ahead, that's no problem, or do your own thing, that's no problem too. I'm just here to kind of spark some creativity in you, and share some of my journaling process with you. You'll find the original prompts on souljournaling.com if you want to check that out, or if you want to print out your own armor. I also wanted to send out a huge thank you to my patrons. Without you, this video wouldn't be possible. And I wanted to let you guys know that I will be doing more art journaling tomorrow night with my patrons in Chalice, and we are going to be talking even deeper about the magic of art journaling. We're going to be doing some candle magic. We're going to be using some herbal medicine to draw in the muse. So that's going to be a really fun night, and you might not want to miss it. If you sign up for my Chalice Patreon group tonight, you won't get charged till May 1st. So there's plenty of time to think about that. And if you'd like to join us tomorrow night, I'd love to see you. I'd love to have you. We will be in our Chalice Facebook group, same time, 9 o'clock. And thank you guys again. I'm super excited to share this with you. Yeah, Jackie's gonna be there. Yeah, we're gonna be lighting some stuff on fire. It's gonna be awesome. So thank you guys again for a great night, and please share this video too, because I think art journaling can really heal a lot of people, and sharing creativity is always a good thing. So good night, love you. Good night, guys.